Mic, proudly sponsored by Kelly's TV, Balladreen.
8 kg, 1400 spin, normally $3.99, we have it for $3.59. The same price as the 7 kg. Kelly TV, Balladreen. And remember, delivered and installed as well.
Welcome back to Mike and the Mic. Today we're talking to Stephanie Craughwell and Dave Mchugh. So, first of all, Stephanie, how's it all with you?
Grand.
Thanks to a million to the both of you for joining us today. We're just going to discuss a bit about the shopping and the click and collects that we've done throughout the global pandemic, and particularly here in Balladreen we've done the service. We've provided the service for all the elderly and the vulnerable that who couldn't go out and do the shopping, and it's such a great idea. So I just wanted to emphasise on that, and particularly I want you to explain just a bit about it. So where did it come from? Where did that idea come from?
Well, I think now credit has to be given to yourselves for that, because I think the colleges closed down, I think, was it Thursday the 12th of March.
Yeah.
So you all arrived home on that Friday night, and with social distancing in place, of course, I had a little meeting yourselves and decided you'd like to do something to help.
Yeah.
So you contacted Pato, who in turn put a message into the Balladreen GA committee group to say that there was a few lads that were interested in doing something, and you know, if they could get together and maybe do a bit of shopping or, you know, volunteering like that in the community. And he said, would anyone like to help?
Yeah.
So I said, well, look, I don't mind helping.
Yeah.
Andrew Durkin, our secretary in the club, offered to help.
Yeah.
And Karen Mitchell was roped in by Davy here.
That was back in the team.
Very enthusiastically. So we said we'd coordinate it.
Okay.
But the idea came from the lads. So like we had Davy here, yourself, Michael. Yeah. We had Dave McBride, Jamie Lunt, Paddy O'Grady, Luke O'Grady, Shamie Kniff, Jamie Lunt,
yeah.
Tina. And Tina. And we had Tina Service.
Yeah.
And we had a tractor doing a lot of Tractor O'Grady doing a lot of shopping.
Yeah, good committee. So how was that organised then? How was it coordinated then from the get-go? So when someone was going to call in, where did they call in, and how did that go about then?
Okay, so we set up a WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Among ourselves with all the volunteers in it.
Okay.
And the way we decided to set it up, because we weren't sure in the beginning how we were, so we approached Super Value.
Yeah.
And we said, had they been getting contact from people who, you know, who couldn't come in themselves? People were afraid, you know, people were very afraid. So the Super Value were absolutely delighted, you know, that we were offering our help, and said they would do anything to help us. So what they actually did was, when someone rang the shop, they gave out either my number, Andrew's number, or Karen's number.
Okay.
So each customer then what happened then was we kind of fell into a routine. Whoever got our number in the beginning rang us each week, unless maybe one of us were unavailable for whatever reason.
And the lads then stick with any particular customers as well?
So there was a lot of them then that stuck with regular customers, because they got used to what people wanted.
Yes.
And we all know, so they'd ring, so the customers would ring us.
Yeah.
We'd put a message into the WhatsApp group, lads, anyone out there, you know, anyone available this morning, and without fail, someone came back immediately and said, absolutely, yeah, we'll do it, or whatever. So we needed a good mix of drivers and non-drivers, because of course, you know, like there was no point in six lads. There was no point in six lads that couldn't drive, you know. So we had, and huge credit to the lads who used road cars. Well, now, Davey. I'm not going to comment. The roads are safe, just like
yeah. Just for now.
But no, it was great. I mean, yourself had a car, Paddy had a car, Luke and Shamey, you know, they didn't mind driving, and Dave McBride, you know. So it was great then. So you did it in pairs. Now, I do believe that Mchugh here was the ringleader of it.
Right.
You know.
Sometimes I think he is.
Sometimes the calls came in a bit early in the morning for him.
Yeah.
But he eventually got into a routine. You know?
Yeah.
But no, it worked out then that. Go on.
Was it only shopping then that you
No. We did a lot. In actual fact, so we started on that Friday, the 13th of March. We started from that weekend.
Yeah.
We were kind of ahead of the posse with the other GA clubs because we didn't wait for lockdown.
Yeah.
We started immediately because there was a lot of people in the community at that stage that were very nervous. You know, people have health concerns, the older people. You know, people have issues that nobody knows anything about and they were afraid to go. So they contacted us and we were more than happy to help. And so we also did, I was contacted by a home help who said there was a lady that had a little dog.
Yeah.
That wasn't getting out because they couldn't, you know, the lady couldn't get out herself and the home help didn't have time anymore, she was so busy. And so kindly then yourselves took it on. it was a regular occurrence then that the little dog got walked, you know, and we picked up, so that went on for 3 or 4 months, I think, every day.
3 months.
Yeah.
So how did you find that day then?
Oh, it was grand. Myself, Paddy and McBride took it on, you done a few, so I was grand. We used to pick the dog up every day around 11, bar Sundays. That was our sleeping.
And they were entitled to a day off.
But yeah, no, it was grand. It was got us out, have the chat. It was our only time we could socialise at times.
Yeah.
So it was
which
grand.
social distance.
Yeah. Yeah, social distance. But it was good to. I know it was good to do it, and you know, got to meet new people along the way as well. So.
Yeah, well, that's it. And you build a relationship then with anyone in particular for the customers that you.
Yeah, we got to. You know, they'd have a chat with you. Some of them were on their own.
You stayed there.
They wanted to chat, and so I know it was really good. It was good to help out anyway. So
it was a great thing that the lads did.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, it takes some effort, like.
You know, it does. It took a huge commitment, like, and I think you know, people need to understand that they gave up, and yourselves included, like gave up everything for those few months, like. And never ever in all the calls, and I'm not joking, like there was days we were laughing and there was days that we were crying, you know. I mean, and there was days we were so busy that it was a constant, you know, we were calling them constantly. Not once did anybody refuse. Not once was anybody in bad form about it, you know, and the lads themselves got very well known in SuperValu itself, like, you know, and they helped you out on a number of occasions.
Oh, thank God. Sat in McBride looking for the Calgon tablets in the medicine section to find out they were dishwasher tablets. Yeah, a bit embarrassing. But,
and there was a bit of confusion in the beginning over plums and nectarines and things.
That's all.
And we did have a good few laughs. And most people were very understanding. Mistakes get made.
The first shop we done was Paddy and Lunty. I went to the wrong house at the stairs.
Nobody knew there was two on the same numbers in Dublin Terrace.
I know, look, really
what happened?
Oh, well, they got turned away, I suppose. Thank God it wasn't taken on the market.
It wasn't taken, someone else's shop. But like we were all laughing over that because like none of us knew there was two of the same numbers. Turns out Dublin Terrace doesn't go from 1 to 50. And we learned a lot about the town. I think we got to know estates and things.
I got to know people that you didn't even know lived in the town, like, and outside the town you got to learn new spots and villages that you hadn't probably seen before. So I know it was really good.
We made great use of air codes.
Yeah.
Because you know what, some of our customers were out in the middle of nowhere, you know, and they'd be like, oh, you know, it's out the road, you turn, you're second on the left, and it's beside the yellow house, and you know, eventually we got the air codes, and it was a great job. Yeah, and it really did. I mean, it was a great, you know, I think. You kind of got used to it. You were getting used to your clients that were calling, and you knew when they were calling, and you kind of got used to their products as well.
You learned the difference between organic potatoes and normal potatoes.
If you didn't learn, you were called. So then finally, as well, on top of that is how many shoppings did we end up completing?
So I think my final tally came to about 400 shops.
Yeah.
Now a lot of the shops involved going in and physically do in the shops.
Okay.
Then we had click and collects on top of that,
Yeah.
you know, where the customer did it online and we picked it up.
They were nice.
They were crazy.
They loved one of them coming up on the WhatsApp.
David was always first with the click and
When
collect,
he used to-
and he had no car.
You used to see a big order come in and you'd be waiting for someone else to put the thumb up before you take it on. You'd be just looking, not clicking in, because you knew that Stephanie would be keeping an eye to see who was reading the rest of their hands, so you'd be afraid to open it.
And there was I was very careful then. I got to cop on what they were doing, and I never said it was a 3-big shop. You know when it was a big one, you know. And then you'd be like, if you really wanted them to do it, small shop.
There's Andrew, you saved us with the big shop.
Yeah,
Andrew was brilliant.
Andrew was great. In fairness, Andrew was great, and he did a lot of the.
I was brilliant.
Big one. And I know you got one of the big ones there, Michael, yourself, and you sent me a picture, and it was a big one. And you sent me a picture, and your boot was fun to get on that day.
It's a big boot as well.
Yeah. Do you know, like, and I just don't think it can be underestimated the effort and the goodwill that came from it, you know, within the club, with the community. And I think people are always, you know, they're always saying, oh, the GA, they're always looking for something, and I think it gave everyone a chance to give something back.
Yes, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Because we're always constantly, we're the people of the town, they're so good, they always give.
Always. Because we are always fundraising.
Especially with the lottery back now as well, the last 3 weeks or whatever. You know, people are there, they're giving straight away.
Yeah.
You know, even
good promotion in the lottery there, I like it. Dermot Dillon will be happy with that one now, the sale tickets will go up night after night in the night.
Where is it this Sunday?
I don't know where it is this Sunday.
Yeah. So
but it gave the club a chance to give something back.
Yeah.
And I know there's people out there that criticised young lads during the pandemic, and I would stand up any day and praise the lads that helped us. Like, it was extraordinary times, like. And you went out there.
I should praise the 4 of you that
were
managing the phone calls.
You know,
he took the criticism when we messed up and got the wrong grade or got the wrong, he took the stick for it.
Or maybe when the water bottles were a bit bigger than I expected.
500 ml and 5 litre, I didn't know the difference. I soon learned
No, some people got shocks when they got their shopping, but no, I mean, I can't. And laughing and joking aside, and we had great crack, you know, while we were doing it as well. But credit where credit is due. It was a brilliant initiative by the lads of the club, and they carried it out. And we only finished, like, to be honest with you, I think the last shop was last week. We're still carrying a couple of them through, you know, people that don't have support and that. And it is, you know, it's without doubt, it's one of the greatest things that as young lads that you've ever done, you know, and will ever do.
Well, fair dues to everyone. So then go on then to the under 14s, Dave. This is your second year in a row for coaching the under 14s. So how did you get into the coaching? You're following the footsteps of the mighty,
the great man,
the legend.
I don't know, I suppose
Pat
rang me. Yeah, Pat was a great man for getting me roped into jobs, but he just rang me last year and asked me to get involved. His other right man, Keith O'Donnell, was going off to Dubai, so he needed someone to fill that void. So
big shoes to fill.
Someone else who's willing to have a cup of tea on a Thursday night with him, really. That's it, but he wanted most. So he rang me and asked me to get involved in the coaching, and I got involved then, and I suppose we were blessed last year with Fela, and we were brilliant under 14 team there. You know, we had 22, 23 players, and at other age groups we're struggling to make 15. So just brilliant lads, and it's been really enjoyable now. So hopefully we'll give this year another crack. Hopefully we get to keep playing. That's the main thing. But it's really important them lads to keep at it, you know, because they're really good lads, and not just on the field, you know, off the field. So
well, particularly it's good. Like for them and for like the likes of yourselves, you know, that they're back playing football. You know, during this pandemic, obviously with social distancing here,
no social distance with my quarterbacks are social distance. I tell you one thing, they'll get an earphone from me. So look, it's so important. Okay, we stay playing football now, you know. Yeah. Hopefully.
But it's the one chance in the week that you kind of get to meet your friends and have a chat.
It's not even the football; it's out socialising. Like the lads now, they're back. You know, the socialising, they're not interested in that. They just want to win now at this stage. So we just want to get back playing. We played 2 games, and or 3 games now, so it's really good to be back and back playing ourselves senior. So.
Yeah, for yourselves then, for senior, how are you finding that?
Yeah, good. We first league game last week, won by 3 points, so playing Westport this weekend, championship the week after, so yeah, it's all going now, to be honest, trying to get ready for championship in 2 weeks' time.
No injuries yet, no?
No, not too bad. We won't be giving away Anton now. Mike is going worldwide, so we don't want to be giving Anton to other clubs in Mayo, but we're going really well. So yeah, hopefully we give the crack this year and go one step further than that.
Yeah, good man, fair play to you. And then we got breaking news then just before coming on recording that Peter Leahy was calling up on you, Stephanie, for your ball win in Mothers for Others, so Mothers and Others. So yeah, what you have to say for that?
Well,
you heard it here first in Mike and Mike.
I doubt very much now because anyone looking for me, but we do have some very good footballers now. We genuinely do. It was an initiative that was started in the town last August.
Yeah.
We were approached by the LGFA, Claire Towie and the LGFA, to see were we interested in setting up a team in the town. Years ago I had been involved with one, there was one in Kilbee, 2008 I think we started that. Went really well, we played at the Ladies All Ireland, we were one of the first Gaelic for Mothers team that played at the time, and I suppose I had that experience, so when we were approached, it wasn't the experience of playing football that I had. It was the actual, the women that I met in 2008 playing football, I'm still great friends with. Do you know? It's just something, and I said, do you know, when we were approached, we said, do you know, we'll give it a go. Yeah. So we had to go looking for a coach then, and Megan got that role. Yeah, and it's not the easiest.
Did you have numbers then straight away? Or?
Oh, we did. Like we really had great numbers. Like I think we started off with like nearly 40 women on the pitch. Like which is serious. It was serious now, and the laughing was fairly serious as well, But like it was great, and it's a great way. Do you know what it is? It's actually a great initiative by the LGFA. Mothers are always running around after their kids. Yeah. They're bringing their kids here. They're bringing them there. They're on the sideline. We're all on the sideline, right? Yeah. And we're all guilty of shouting from the sideline and maybe being a little bit overcritical, right? And maybe not quite understanding why that ball didn't go over the bar, or maybe didn't go where it should have gone. But I think we've all learned our lesson that it's not as simple as what we thought it was from the sideline. So anyway, we put word out and we got big numbers, and it really took off now. And Davey here wrecked our first game.
Never again.
we played a Gaelic for Mothers team from Bertrue, and it was an experience, Davey, for you, I think. Yeah. I think it was fairly tough. Now we have a lot of women that would have played football. So we have
to be new to it.
No, we've a lot of women that would have played football in the past, but then we've a lot that never ever touched the ball.
Yeah.
That are completely new to it, and we've a good mix.
Yeah.
And it's
very
bouncing off each other. I think David gave me a yellow card.
It's brilliant to see though. We were training for the county final last year, and they were on one side of the pitch, we were the other. It's great crack. It shows that football's not all about winning and that, it's about just going out and having a crack, and it's good. I think it's great to see you get people involved in the club that probably don't want to, aren't willing to go out maybe and get involved in coaching and that, and now's their chance to play. So we've a club that I suppose is small enough and relying on a few members, but it's really important that members get involved in the club, because we won't turn away anyone, that's for sure. We have enough rules to go around, even if it's making sandwiches or whatever, just get people involved in the club. No one will be turned away. So anyone there who's sitting and is stuck to do things in the evening, we find plenty of jobs. There's a bit of pizza to be done before it's finished off.
I was only there the other day saying where.
No, it's not done yet. But
the rain, I know.
But no.
But no, it is, and with Gaelic for Mothers, it did. You're right, Davey. It got people involved with the club that would never have been involved with the club. Do you know? And they may be from outside the area as well. People aren't all, the women that are playing with us, they're not all from Balladreen, they're from the surrounding areas, and they're coming in, and we're getting, and I have to be honest with you, like you say, it's not all about football. We've had some great nights out. We have, like, and the social side of it, even we discussed it, we had 26, I think, at training Tuesday night. And
that's serious number for a Tuesday night.
Yeah, and it's
just one night a week that you train.
We're training Tuesday. Jesus, one night a week is number. To be honest with you, it's hard. Like when you I'm different. My kids are growing up, like, but you know when you have young children and they're doing something on Monday, they're doing something on Wednesday night. Even on Tuesday night, what's happening is mothers are dropping them somewhere, and they're all walking up to the pitch then, and they watch us, you know.
Yeah.
And the one thing about the Gaelic for mothers, I think that's great about it is that it's all inclusive. So like the kids can join. You know, they're there. We often sometimes have to stand one of them in goals, or you know if you're odd numbers, and they don't mind. They're there kicking around while they're waiting for us, and there's just a great spirit to it. I think, and it's
When you speak of the socialising there, the women are normally doing the tea for us after the game. So the day they played the club from Dublin, you played.
We played Geraldines. They came down. Ger Moffat's club from Dermot's uncle wanted to play us in a challenge, so they came from Dublin for the weekend to play us.
Yeah, so the boys, Pat was doing the tea and Pat Phillips, I think.
Martin Coyle.
Yeah, Martin Coyle, and I was there myself, kind of. Pat and Ross, me and Jeff, but anyway. We had the tea all ready to go, but no, wasn't enough for the women. They landed with bottles of champagne. So, no tea being had, no sandwiches, bottles of champagne, tidy up and go down to Solent. That was their plan for the day. They didn't want any tea or sandwiches, so we said the next senior game now, I hope the bottles of Bulmers waiting for us after the game. Never mind the tea and the coffee. But, I remember the night first game, was it? Went to Spells?
Yeah.
I remember I somehow ended up in the middle of the year and I was getting more abuse for the referee and I did that day than Anton, so.
And we're a fairly lively bunch, but you know, and that's what we actually said on Tuesday night. There was a few asking, are we going playing games or what are we going doing? And we were like, could you play a game before the pub's open?
That's the word for the championship games. We're just, after the championship game, nowhere to go now, like, so it's a disaster.
But it is, like, that is what Gaelic for Mothers is about. And I think that's what the GAA itself is about. I think it's about the spirit.
Yeah.
You know, it's about the enjoyment of it. And I'll tell you, last
you make friends out of it as well.
You do.
Yeah.
You make friends on the sideline. Yeah. You make friends on the pitch. You know yourself, Jamie. The lads you're playing with.
You make enemies.
And you make enemies.
There are plenty of people watching this probably giving out straight up to that one there.
Well, I think it is important to remember what's on the pitch stays on the pitch.
Oh, exactly.
Of course.
And life outside the pitch goes on. And like last Saturday evening, the amount of people I think that got enjoyment going up to the game on Saturday evening against Evans.
Under 200.
I mean the amount of people under 200. But like, do you know what I mean? It was great to stand on the sideline on a fine evening and watch a game of football and talk to the people that you hadn't seen in months, like at a game, you know.
You were standing beside my mother and I asked my mother what she thought of the game and she didn't remember much, but she was doing that much talking, so I don't know what sort of watching the game you done.
I was doing scoreboard, Jamie.
There was a few errors all right there, really.
I started talking, I wasn't allowed talking, I started talking once and I missed a score and the roaring that came from behind me.
So thanks a million anyways for joining us today and tune in for next week's.